Welcome back to RamZland. I'm here with Keelani, and we're looking at our research study with non-standard units of measurement. And Keelani, what were we using as a non-standard unit?
Some beans.
Some beans, and we were using these balance scales here. And we were measuring a battery, a marble, a steel washer, a paper clip. Keelani, what did we find was more accurate for finding the number of grams for a battery? The beans, or what are you holding there?
A spring wear.
A spring scale. So the spring scale we found to be more standardized. Why is a bean not a standard unit of measurement?
Because the beans are not the same size, and they all grew out of the ground, but they were made differently.
Yeah, so those beans aren't exactly identical, are they? So when we did our research, I'm looking at our graph here, and I can see that for like the washer here, some teams had a different number of beans that they counted. So Keelani, which research findings would you find most accurate for the washer, and why?
These four, because even though there was two that they're the same, all four of these were over 117.
Okay, so what you're saying is if you have 4 research groups and they're all over 117 and only 2 are under 117, you would say that the ones above 117, 133 are probably more viable. Okay, I can see that. Let's look at another one. Over here for the marble, we had a lot of accuracy. What was our mode for the marble?
The 15.
The 15, and almost every team agreed. And over here for the paper clip, pretty close to, we had 3 that said he was exactly 3 beans. One said 4, a couple said 2. Okay, so we found today as we're measuring these items in grams that even though we could count these beans and balance the items on a scale, we found that the actual spring scale was more accurate.
Yes.
And that's because not all beans are created
Equal.
equal. Each bean is slightly different. Thanks, Keelani. You did a great job.
Then 25. 25. 26. 37. 38. 39. 40. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay, I'm here with Faith and Keelani and Abby, and they're actually taking their bean scale measurements of a battery, and they're actually using a scale, a spring scale, to see exactly how many grams a battery equals. So inside of this cup, Keelani, you have the number of beans that you actually balanced a battery out on the scale. And we want to see why people just aren't bean counters anymore. Is this non-standard unit of measurement, is it really viable? So on your actual scale, how many grams is that?
100.
About 100 grams. Let me zoom in. That's newtons. Let's see the grams. Okay. Okay. So we see right where it is there. All right. Now we're going to unhook this cup. And then in this cup right here, we actually have the D-volt battery. And so we're going to poke this through just like we did. Okay, now hang that and let's see if it's the same. What do you think? Is it the same? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's zoom in. And it should say about 100, right?
Yeah. Seems
Okay,
like
is it at the same spot? That's like pretty close. Now this would tell me that when you used your balance scale, you kept very careful count. Because if it's that close on the scale, I would say that you have pretty good accuracy for your table for the D-volt battery. Good job.
around 100.
I'm here with table 5, and they are measuring how many grams a battery weighs. And let's zoom in on our scale here. Okay, I see that on yours, if you hold it steady, it's between 75 and 100, maybe around 85 grams. Okay, now let's actually hook it up to the beans that you counted that you said equaled a battery. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the beans. Let's look inside there. That is the beans. Okay, so here's the real battery. And we're just gonna unhook this. And we understand that beans are a non-standard unit of measurement. And we're gonna hook that up. Just put it right through the hole right there. That's perfect. Okay. And let's see if that's between 75 and 100 grams. And let me zoom in. And if it is, I would say that you had some very accurate bean counting. That way, that looks like it's a little closer to 100. But still, it's pretty close. Pretty accurate measurements using a balance scale. Good job.
It's like 1-1 and then it's in the middle of 0.5.
So I'm looking over here at grams. I think you're looking at the side with newtons. And I see it's right between 75 and 100 grams, maybe around 85, 86 grams for the beans that you counted. And that's how many beans? How many beans was the battery?
230.
230 beans. Okay, so if I unhook this, we want to see if bean counting is really an accurate way to measure the mass of a battery in grams. So go ahead and poke that through the end there, just like that. Okay, and let's see if it's in the same place. Just hang that. Okay, so we're looking at your measurement. You did some very good bean counting because that's almost in the very same spot. Maybe around 90 grams. But again, very accurate. And it looks like you guys took your time counting. Good job.